What if your low energy has nothing to do with age or even sleep, but with something happening deep inside your gut? And because it starts earlier, it's often overlooked, mistaken for something simple, when the process itself is more complex. As a clinical pharmacist in my practice, I notice fatigue, low drive, and inconsistent energy are some of the most common concerns men bring up, often without a clear explanation. And in many cases, the issue isn't just how much energy the body needs, but how efficiently it can produce it. When energy drops, most men look at external factors: sleep, stress, workload. And while those matter, they don't fully explain how energy is created. Because energy is not just about rest, it's about conversion. How the body takes what you consume and turns it into usable fuel. And that process depends heavily on the gut. Because the body doesn't just need fuel, it needs to convert that fuel into usable energy. And that conversion depends on how well the system is functioning. The gut is responsible for breaking down food into nutrients. These nutrients, including vitamins, minerals, and other essential compounds, are absorbed into the bloodstream. From there, they are delivered to cells. Inside those cells, energy is produced. But for this process to work efficiently, the gut environment must be functioning properly. This process is continuous, happening every day with every meal, determining how much energy is available to the body. If absorption is reduced, energy production is affected. When the gut is imbalanced, nutrient absorption becomes less consistent. Key components needed for energy, such as B vitamins, magnesium, and iron, may not be fully utilized. At the same time, low-grade inflammation can interfere with how cells use those nutrients. So even if intake is adequate, the output may not match. This creates a gap between what is consumed and what is actually produced. And over time, that gap becomes noticeable. The issue is not just what you consume. When this process becomes less efficient, the effects extend beyond fatigue. Energy becomes less stable. Focus becomes harder to sustain. Recovery slows. Physical performance becomes inconsistent. These changes are not random. They reflect how effectively the body is producing and using energy. These effects are not immediate. They develop gradually, changing how the body responds to everyday demands. What men often notice is not a complete loss of energy, but inconsistency. Good periods followed by low periods. Moments of clarity followed by brain fog. Energy that feels unpredictable. These patterns are subtle, but they are persistent. And over time, they begin to feel normal. What makes this difficult is the lack of a clear cause. There's no single trigger, just a gradual shift in how energy feels. The important point is this: energy production is responsive. When the gut environment stabilizes, nutrient absorption can improve. Inflammatory signals can decrease, and the body can begin to produce energy more consistently. As the system stabilizes, energy becomes more predictable. Less fluctuation, more reliability. But this depends on the conditions the system is operating in. From a clinical perspective, low energy is rarely a single-factor issue. It reflects how well multiple systems are functioning and how effectively they are working together. The gut plays a central role in that process, not as an isolated system, but as a foundation for how the body generates energy. The body responds to what it can process, not just what it receives. And this is where perspective shifts, from chasing energy to understanding how it's produced. This was episode 9 of the ManBiome series. In the next episode, we'll explore how gut health directly affects hormones in men, and why testosterone is more connected to the gut than most people realize. Subscribe and turn on notifications so you don't miss the next episode. Continue to episode 10, the gut hormone connection in men. Rebuild from the gut up. The information shared in this video is for educational purposes only. Always consult your healthcare provider regarding your individual needs.